Okay, so the ingredients for this are really simple, and I'm not even going to display them. It's basically just onions. About 3 onions per person kind of works, any style, it doesn't matter. Remove both ends, half them, and then cut them along the sides, just like I'm doing here. As for cutting techniques, this is kind of how you want to do it. Watch out for your fingers, let your knuckles guide the blade through, and be mindful of your thumb. Try to always sharpen your knife beforehand. I'm using this sharpener that I got from my local hunting store for about 99 cents, and I know there's probably a better way of doing this, but this is working fine. Set those onions aside and then grab some fat. I like the flavor of butter, and I also really like the aroma of olive oil, so I'm using both. Set your stovetop for a relatively low heat, add your fat, your onions, a little bit of salt, and we're going to caramelize the onions. It's going to take about 45 minutes to an hour. While you wait, mince up some garlic, throw that in too. We're looking to get the onions completely dark brown, kind of like this. If your color is not uniform, brown in some places, white in others, add some moisture. That's a good trick that I found online, but why add regular moisture when you can add alcohol? Just a little bit, it'll help distribute the heat, and it'll help it, take on that color just a little bit better. 45 minutes to an hour later, stirring about every 5 minutes, you're going to have something like this. The next step is to add alcohol. Traditionally, you're going to use white wine. However, I'm using hard apple cider. That's something that I thought of all on my own. I'm sure it's been done before, but don't take this away from me. So just add enough to barely cover the onions, turn up the heat a little bit, and let that reduce and thicken into a nice sugary apple cider syrup. This is called deglazing, a word that if you're like me and you like to pretend that you're a chef, you feel smart using it. By the way, add parsley and a bay leaf. So about 5 minutes later, we have a hard cider syrup. Once you have syrup, add beef broth to your desired consistency. Take some bread, punch it out to fit your crock, and if you don't have a crock, don't eat your soup until you have one. Now, toast your bread. When your soup is ever so slightly thickened, pour it into your crock. Cap it with your already toasted toast, and then put cheese on top. You'll notice I didn't remove the bay leaf. I say just leave it in. Sort of a Thai thing to do, I think. As for cheese, use whatever you like. Broil it for about a minute to melt the cheese. And you're done. Eat it. Now, a lot of people like to talk about pairing food with wine or beer or mints. I can't do that, so I can pair this with television. I like a good Futurama with my onion soup. Any Futurama will do, however, I particularly like the aged version, somewhere in between seasons 1 and 2.